Oh, probably not, yeah. Oh, yeah. How's everybody doing? Can you see chat? Yeah, I have chat pulled up just on my phone in front of us here. Yeah, sure, I guess if you want. The cord's not that long, so it's probably hard to hold it. It's not a big... I'm going to be looking at the screen instead of chat, but... Yeah, so... Are we good to go? Okay, so hi everyone. This is going to be Super Metroid 100%. Fun little thing I'm doing. This is actually a slight hack of this game that, if you notice, the music on the menu here is not the normal game music. This is a hack that was created by a guy named Bu who makes the BSNES or Huygen emulator, and the developer of the SD to SNES flash card, that's the flash card that I'm using to play this on, added support for it as well. It's basically a custom special chip for a SNES cartridge that was never manufactured, but they designed it and added support for it here for this emulator and this flash card. And it allows you to play basically CD quality music from a SNES game. It's the ROM hack hooks into the music files that are on the flash card on my SD card. So instead of the normal Super Metroid soundtrack, we're going to hear this nice, like, reorchestrated version. That's just a little cool thing that I thought would be fun to show off that you can do. And you can add your own music if you want as well. Actually, oh, can you grab the cup of water on the very end there? That's, like, mostly full. That was mine. No, not that one. The one on the table, on the other table there, at the back there. Thank you. Just so I can stay hydrated. Thank you very much.
It's a marathon, gotta stay hydrated.
Gotta stay hydrated. All right. Okay, everything ready to go? Okay, sorry? Oh, okay, yeah. So the save, kill, taunt, what you see at the bottom of the screen, save, kill, taunt. So this is a bid war. If you've ever seen like the Games Done Quick event when they do their Super Metroid races, we're stealing a good idea from them. When you donate money towards the charity here, towards Sick Kids for this marathon, you can put it towards save, kill, or taunt the animals. And that's going to change how the game ends during the escape sequence at the very end. There's a bunch of animals that you can save during the escape sequence, and whichever one is winning, I guess we'll cut it off when Mother Brain dies. That's usually when they cut it off. Whichever one is winning will be what we do during the escape sequence. It's faster to kill them because you don't have to, take a detour. So if you want to save them, then you can donate towards that, and killing obviously is just not going to them at all. Taunt is a fun option because we go down as if we're going to save them, and then we just shoot them instead and then run away and don't actually save them. So that's just kind of a fun joke option there. Okay, I got good audio. Okay, good, ready to go? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, Super Metroid. All right, so the beginning of the game here is Series Station, and right at the beginning of the game, this is always the same, so this is like a pretty boring part of the run. And what we do when we run through here is you'll notice that I'm like repeatedly aiming up and down, and what that does is it's called arm pumping, and every time you do that, it moves Samus's body like 1 frame forward. So it's just kind of some free time save that it adds up to like very little time over the course of the run, but it's free, so we may as well do it. But otherwise, this part of the run is pretty standard here. We go in and fight Ridley in here, and we want to just get damaged down low to low enough health so that Ridley flies away. And here's a nice instance of the orchestrated soundtrack at work here, which is pretty cool.
So he flies away when he's below 30 health. You can alternatively shoot him 100 times, but obviously that's slower.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
It's actually pretty hard to get 100 shots in without actually getting your health below 30. So it's kind of a nice challenge that you can try and do. The series escape here is something that, because like the game tracks your time on it, some people have gotten kind of competitive with trying to get good series times.
Oh, I got hit by smoke. All right. That's going to throw off all the timing for this now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the problem with this room is if you mess up one jump, then you're off of sync with the whole pattern of the steam puffs in that room.
Yeah, you can see how I was getting hit by the smoke going up there. If you kind of mess up the pattern there, you get out of sync with it, and then you just get knocked down a whole bunch like I just did. I hope Sean wasn't watching that. He's probably going to be in there somewhere. I don't see him. Oh, maybe he's not. All right. Okay, so now we actually get to start the game proper. We go down to planet Zebes. Zebes? I don't even know how that's properly pronounced. Is it Zebes? Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard both, so I don't know which one people prefer. So this is the actual start of the game now.
It's also where the silver arrows are if you play A Link to the Past Masochist Randomizer.
I forgot about that message, yeah. Okay, so on the planet here, the first thing we have to do is go and get the morph ball item, which is going to allow us to roll into a ball, and then we're going to come up and get the bombs. Oh, okay.
So a lot of the movement-based techniques in this game have to do with manipulating Samus's hitbox.
Mm-hmm.
So standing straight or like aiming diagonally up and down, those have the tallest hitboxes. Spin jumping. Spin jumping has a shorter one. Aiming directly down or up also has a shorter one. And obviously the morph ball is the smallest hitbox. But basically the directions that are being aimed can be used to manipulate the hitbox into either landing faster on a ledge instead of having to wait to fall on it. Or if you jump up towards a ledge and you aim down, you actually pull up the bottom of Samus's hitbox, to be able to get up on it faster. It's kind of confusing, but basically,
hello. L button, please.
But yeah, if you see him aiming weird directions, then it has to do with trying to optimize the hitbox.
Yeah, that basically like causing the hitbox to extend when you aim up and down in order to like land faster. And we're going to see a little bit of that coming up soon. As I try to get up the climb in a moderately quick.
Yeah. So the old Turian rooms that are part of Quateria now, they're pretty easy to get through on the way down here. There's not a whole lot in your way. But coming back, you have to kill. You'll have to kill pirates along the way.
Mm-hmm.
It makes things a bit trickier.
Hello, shoot. Alright, stop hitting me.
This room is pretty hard to avoid falling the pits in when the pirates are here.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is known as the climb.
Oh.
The fastest way to do this is to wall jump up the right side.
If I can wall jump. Okay, I am really messing this up badly. Okay, I keep breaking spin here. This is.
Some people also choose to climb the platforms normally, which is a little bit slower, but some people choose to do that for consistency.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad idea. I think I'm actually going to do that here because this guy always messes me up.
Yeah, that last pirate is in a weird spot in relation to the platform. He doesn't like follow the pattern that all the other ones do.
Come on.
So
okay.
now Flek is going to go down and get bombs, and he's going to have to fight Bomb Teresa to leave the room.
Yep. You mean we're not going to skip Bomb Teresa?
I mean, if you're superhuman, you can do it.
If you're a TAS? Actually, yeah, I'm assuming the TAS can do that, right?
Yeah. It requires literally perfect inputs. You can't
miss
mistake.
anything, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a meme in the community that to try to go for Bomb Teresa skip, and whenever someone gets the bombs, like, oh, is he gonna get it? Oh no, they didn't get it. Which, you know, obviously they never get it because it's basically human impossible. Okay, so Bomb Teresa fight. This fight has 3 phases, and we're going to try to skip the last phase. What we're going to do is shoot him with 5 regular shots, and then we're going to use missiles for the remaining shots. Oop. There we go.
So 5 regular shots is equal to 100 damage.
Oh, wow, I didn't
and each
do
missile is also 100 damage. And the last phase, which he's trying to skip, is if BT goes below 100 HP, his head blows off, he stops throwing orbs that drop stuff for you, and he just starts like frantically walking around the room. So you want to skip that phase by doing multiples of 100 damage into him, and
yep.
Managed to do that, so good job.
Okay, so now, yeah, unfortunately I didn't get enough missile drops for the second to get him in a 2-round. So here, I'm going to try to get up here.
Nice job.
There we go.
That trick is called Alcatraz. It's a pretty well-known trick. It's probably one of the first things that you try to learn when you run this game.
Definitely, yeah.
The wall jump for it, like basically, when you wall jump, if you press down, coming out of a wall jump, you'll morph instantly. You don't actually have to press it twice. It looks, it's actually a lot easier than it looks. It looks like you have to like be really frantic and.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, that's not good at all. Okay, I was trying to kill these guys for missile drops. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to kill gamers down there, man. You usually get missile. I almost guarantee missile drops from those guys. It's probably because I'm not at full health, right?
Yeah, it's because you're not at full health. Health and health and missile drop chances actually. Health and missile drop chances actually sort of share. They sort of share drop chances in a way. Where if you're full on health, then all of the chances for the health drops will be converted to missiles and vice versa.
Okay, now I actually have to kill a couple of these guys here because I need missile drops. There's one.
Yeah, hopefully they drop enough to let you get through one of these pink doors that take 5.
Yeah.
It's actually I think there's one near the bottom of the room, but
is there one up here as well?
No.
Oh, no, there's only 2. Dagnabbit. Well, this is really starting off swimmingly. Okay, so we need to kill this guy.
Oh, okay. You have to go back up the elevator now.
Dang it.
Because
that's a great start to the run.
Every door here is pink, so...
Yeah. That's great. So that has literally never happened before, I don't think. So that's great. That means it's a marathon run, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Elb's just shaking his head right now. So that's, yeah, the reason that's... I was trying to get missile drops from those pirates in the shaft because you can damage boost through them, but it leaves you with kind of a lower amount of health, which is a little bit hairy at the very beginning of the game. So, like, for safety, I wanted to just actually kill them and then just hopefully get missile drops from them. So instead, there we go.
All right, there we go. We have 5 now.
Now we actually have 5 missiles to get in this door.
So now he's going to jump through this door, and he's going to morph as he lands, and that's going to do something called a mock ball, which lets you keep your run speed while you're rolling. That allows him to get under these gates without speed booster. Normally you'd have to get the speed booster from Norfair to come back here and get under these gates.
Yeah. And what that does is it allows us to get this super missile early. And that's called early supers, and this is really good because it allows us to normally, in order to get the super missiles, you beat the mini boss Spore Spawn. The joke in the Super Metroid community is Spore who, because we never fight Spore Spawn ever in any category. Because this, even in 100%, you would think that we would need to fight Spore Spawn because Spore Spawn is guarding what is supposed to be your first super missile pack, but we actually have a way to skip Spore Spawn even in 100%. So.
Yeah, you'll be seeing that in probably half an hour to 40 minutes from now?
Yeah. About that.
Also,
okay.
Reserve tanks are trash and should not exist.
Well, unfortunately, we have to get them. Okay, so we're going to go up here because that is an impossible trick. No.
It's not that hard.
So when you're coming back here, you can do the same trick, the mock ball trick, to get back under the gates going the other direction. But it's much more difficult going back. I think it's a 2-frame window, I believe.
I don't know.
It's 2 or 4. So it's a small number.
I think it depends on like where you jump coming through the door and like how long you hold the button for.
Okay.
I think the frame window varies a lot. I don't think there's a hard set frame window for it. Anyways, he did a mock ball here to get through this room without getting mobbed by the enemies.
Yep.
Now he's going to later in the game take another trip through Brinstar here.
Yeah, we're going to come back through here later.
To clean it up once he has more items like speed booster you need to access certain items. That missile that he's passing by, it's actually faster to grab later because when he comes back to the charge beam area later, he's going to be laying a power bomb. And he can just grab the missile while he's waiting for the power bomb to go off instead of now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. So we're actually going to grab that later on when we come back around. We're going to make a second loop. I missed the jump. All right, well.
Charge beam itself is pretty important to grab now, though, because it's going to be your only way to damage bosses from here on out, aside from using actual ammunition. It takes about 1 second to fully charge your beam.
And I actually want to kill this guy because he gives me a super missile drop.
Yeah, so these green cactus enemies are called cacataks, and they have a pretty much guaranteed chance to drop a super missile.
Yeah, I think it's like 90% or something like that.
It's 99.6%.
Okay.
There's a 0.4% chance that it drops with large energy instead.
Yeah, that's always fun when you see that and you're like, really? The one time? Okay, so now we're in Red Brinstar, and I was going to try to do that damage boost thing, but instead I'll just kill those guys for sure. So this part of Brinstar here is where Kraid is located, so we're coming up to getting into Kraid's lair, and normally you're supposed to go down to Norfair and get high jump boots in order to get into Kraid's lair. That's kind of the intended path, but that's slow because you have to go down the elevator and come back up again. So we prefer to just make one trip. That's not how you do that. Up and down the elevator. So instead, we're going to get into Kraid's lair without high jump boots, just by doing a little wall jump at the right time here.
Oh, you mean you're not gonna do the 3 super?
The 3 super entrance? No, that is really hard to do, and I can't do that without like losing my super missiles. So I'm just gonna do. Oh, I fucked it up.
Yeah, you have like just enough space there.
Yeah, there we go.
And you can even do it from the bottom there if you mess up.
Oh, the very bottom?
No, not the very bottom. The ledge you did it on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's a little backup.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, this is Kraid's lair. So wall jumping is one of those like little techniques in this game that you're never required to do it.
Yeah, but it helps.
It's like it's like a secret technique. If you know how to do it, it can help you sequence break. It can help you get areas early, skip some requirements.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm actually really low on health here. I'm gonna see if I can get a health drop just to be safe.
Oh yeah, full missiles, so this should always drop health.
Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit more health, just to be safe.
And then you promptly use some to damage boost. Which,
well, okay.
Damage boosting is always worth it for swag.
Yeah.
So as Kraid rises here, he's going to morph. This is going to reduce lag because
Kraid's coming out of the ground here.
Yeah. So what he's going to do is unmorph, and I believe he's going to shoot a charge shot at Kraid's face to freeze the hand. And then on a specific frame when his mouth opens, that frame, if you hit Kraid with a super missile or anything really, you can actually stun lock him and be able to pump 4 supers into his mouth at once. That's enough to kill him.
And once you get the initial super missile, as long as that's in the right frame, that's kind of the hardest shot to make. When you get to that point, then he becomes kind of stun locked. So then it's just kind of a fairly straightforward rhythm to get the other 3 supers into his mouth. So you have a little more lenient timing, I think, for the other ones there, right? I think.
Yeah, you just have you just have to do it before he closes his mouth. I don't know how many frames it is to get the stun lock itself, but it's a pretty short window.
Yeah.
But once you've got the stun lock, you can get quite a few in there and skip the phase where he breaks the ceiling.
They're going to be in the way now. I just realized I didn't jump when I went through the door, did I?
Oh yeah, no, I guess you didn't.
Because that gets those guys in position, right?
Yeah. If you jump through this door as you're coming through it, then it sort of manipulates these guys to not be dive bombing the hole at the time that you're trying to jump through it.
Then they're just kind of dive bombing you constantly. So that flashing door right there, that unlocks when you beat Kraid. But I'm going to intentionally skip it for now. It has it has an energy tank behind it, but I'm going to come back and get that energy tank a little bit later on because we actually have to make a revisit to that area anyway because there's a power bomb pickup in there that we can't get right now.
It's a missile pickup actually, but it requires
it requires a power bomb. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm mixing the two up. Okay, so now we're actually going to pick up high jump boots, which we were quote unquote intended to do before we fought Kraid. And why did I stop there?
I don't know. I don't think you're going to be able to kill this guy.
Yeah, no, that's, yeah.
So what you want to do is you want to kill this. Oh, you got him. Wow. Nice job.
Got him.
So you want to kill that Nova before it leaves the screen and then shoot the door open.
Yeah.
Because that's going to make the door unlocked when you come through the room a second time. And the second time coming through the room, the Nova's going to be off screen, and you'll have to wait a bit to kill it. So you want to get that taken care of the first time. So that's just that door is just an enemy locked door. You have to kill all the enemies to get out.
Yeah. So if you don't kill him before you go through here the first time, then you have to kill him this time, which means you have to wait for him to come down, which is annoying. But now we can just skip him and go back up.
And opening the door is the trigger for it to not appear locked again.
Yes, well, yeah. Once the of those flashing gray doors, once you open them once, then they basically become blue doors. Okay. So now we're making our first visit to Norfair. Now that we have the various suit for heat protection, we have to go down. This part right here, in this room here, has a hidden missile pickup in this lava, if it can open up. So that's like it's if you're rushing through here normally, then it's easy to forget something like that. Oh, that guy almost gave me a super, but maybe not.
Yeah,
sometimes
it's like at this point in the run, there haven't been too many differences from many %, just a couple of extra items here and there. So it can be easy to forget them. But after, so he's gonna
the real final boss of Super Metroid.
Yeah. So he's gonna do a wall jump up this room called Bubble Mountain, and try not to get knocked down by that cack attack shooting spikes. It likes to be a troll sometimes. And
yeah. So we got up there. Okay. So that's good because that gives me problems sometimes.
Yeah. So that skips going this big loop around to get up top there normally. And lets them go straight to Speed Booster from here.
Mm-hmm. So now we're in the hallway to Speed Booster here. So here we can just run down across here and pick up Speed Booster. And then this is probably like the last time we'll really have to do arm pumping. There's also a missile hidden in the ceiling here, which we have to pick up. Also, another one like easy to forget if you're in any % mode and you're just running through here and I gotta get Speed Booster and go because you don't usually pick up that missile pack. So now we finally have Speed Booster. So now we get to go fast. So Speed Booster is like basically the best item in the game if you're speed running it because now when you dash, it allows you to charge up this really fast dash speed here and just basically plow through everything. Yeah, I bumped into the door, unfortunately. You're supposed to be able to go through that.
Yeah,
One more super missile, please. Okay, there we go. That's good.
Yeah, that looks good.
Oh, I went the wrong way.
Speed Booster can do some really cool stuff in this game.
Yeah.
There's a I guess sort of a hidden technique called Shine Sparking that you can do with it. If you crouch while you've got the blue echoes going on, then you charge a Shine Spark, and you have 3 seconds that you're flashing, and if you
not gonna fall down here.
If you spin jump, break out a spin, and then jump and hit a direction, you'll go in that direction. Generally, you'll go flying in that direction. It consumes health. So you just did a wall jump here to get the wave beam early.
Yeah. So normally you're not supposed to go across that room until you have the grapple beam to swing across there. But with a wall jump, you can get up here, and then getting back out of this room here. Oh, almost made it to the spike block. We can then do a big jump. Oh, I bonked off that guy. So we can do a jump off of this.
It's easier if you do it off the first hump and then wall jump.
First hump?
Yeah, end of the first hump.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I was thinking second for some reason.
A lot of people like to do second because you don't have to wall jump for it, but it's less consistent.
Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, so now we've picked up the wave beam. So we're gonna go back up through Bubble Mountain here, and then we're gonna go down, and we're gonna fight Crocomire, who is a mid boss.
So wave beam is Spacer is just a straight damage and like a beam hitbox upgrade. But wave, in addition to doing significantly more damage, it also shoots through walls. So that's actually going to let him open this blue gate from the wrong side here.
Yeah.
Normally you aren't supposed to have wave beam at this point, so this isn't a path that you're supposed to be able to go yet. But he's going to take this sort of backdoor route to get to Crocomire instead. Normally you'd have to take a different path.
All right, so Crocomire is a fun mini boss here. Also, I have to remember to do the actual wraparound shot and open the door.
Yes. So this boss is pretty straightforward. Crocomire doesn't actually have HP. What you have to do is you have to shoot it in the mouth to get him to step back, and eventually he steps back all the way to the back of the room where he falls into a pit of acid. And,
it's also RNG whether he does this little like delayed rub the ground here like he's doing. He seems to be doing it a lot today, unfortunately. There we go.
So like sort of the nice idea behind this like swipe attack that he does is he shoots out these balls that you can farm energy and drops from, if you will.
There we go.
But we don't really need to do that. So all it does is really waste time and kind of throw off your rhythm. All right. So you might have heard the door actually opening, a door opening off screen there. He did something called the wraparound shot, which is lining up against the edge of that wall there and doing a wave spacer shot. Actually was able to open the door on the other side of the room. So once this little cutscene is over, he'll be able to charge a Shine Spark and spark directly through the door and hopefully go through the other side to that room.
Yeah.
That'll speed up the next room a little bit.
That's the plan.
The way the wraparound shot works is there's actually a second copy of the room. I believe it's to the right of the room you're in, and one tile down, something like that. But there's a second copy of the room that exists out of bounds. And so you got the Shine Spark there.
Yeah, the safe, cheesy way of getting it.
Yeah, I never actually thought about doing that.
Yeah.
The ledge that he was standing on, it's actually really easy to bonk that ledge if you're trying to Shine Spark over it.
Yeah, the super safe method is to actually just like land on top of the ledge, and then you can initiate the Shine Spark horizontally from there, and then it will. No, that's not the wrong spot where that is. I was mixing up. I was like, wait, which one comes first? The one next to the wall, the one before the wall?
I used to have so much trouble remembering where the platforms were in that room.
Yeah, that's honestly one of the things when you're learning to speedrun this game. I did not spin jump for some reason. Did I hit up instead?
Oh, you're doing this method.
Oh yeah, I just decided to get the missiles up here first instead of doing grappling across.
Yeah.
Just because this is a little easier. I think it's actually that's probably a little bit slower.
It's slower. It's definitely slower.
Yeah.
Because you have to run back here and run back and forth again.
That's true.
So this room's called the pantry because those missiles are on a shelf way up high.
The pantry?
Please.
Yeah.
Now he's gotten grappling beam. Grappling beam is really the reward for defeating Crocomire, and it honestly, in speedrunning this game, it's used pretty sparingly, just because you have so many other movement techniques at your disposal, like Shine Sparking to get across gaps and things like that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't see very much use. You don't get it in any percent. But we do get it. It has basically one sort of required use in this run, depending on whether you're up for doing a certain difficult glitch or not.
I'm just gonna do this for laziness.
Oh yeah, that's fair, I suppose.
Oh, donation time. Where's the donations at? Who says that? Oh, Sarah.
Sarah. Elman Flex speed ramming Metroid. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Okay, so now we can charge a Shine Spark and use it to get back up to the top of this room really easily instead of like having to wall jump, and that's really convenient. And now we're basically done with our first visit to Norfair, so now we have to make our way back out, going back the way that we came. And we're going to come out the bottom, and along the way, we're going to come out the bottom of where we were. Give me missiles, please.
Yeah, so I mentioned that CAC attacks have a 0.4% chance of dropping large energy, and that's on purpose, because once you're full on super missiles, all that super chance becomes the other thing that it can drop, which is large energy. So having full supers here means all the CAC attacks that he's going to encounter on the way back up through Red Brent Star are going to drop energy.
Yeah, which is really convenient.
Yeah. He just used one in the gate, so he doesn't quite have it anymore.
Yeah, that's fine. Now when I come back up here, you remember after we beat Kraid, I mentioned that gray flashing door that we ran past that has an energy tank. We're gonna go back and get that right now, because what I like to do for this. Oh, actually, I have high jump now. Yeah, you just whatever. I always forget that. So.
But the reason that he foregone the energy tank, the energy tank earlier, in addition to this missile pack that obviously you couldn't get, was it's a great thing to pick up now to ensure that you're on full energy for the next section, because after this he's going to be going
nice. Oh, it's because I shot it first, that's why.
After this, he's going to be going to the wrecked ship. And you sustain a lot of damage going to the wrecked ship because of Shine sparking across the ocean. And the Phantoon fight can do a lot of damage to you depending on how it goes. And there's one room in particular called the Spiky Death Room that is required to be traversed to get an energy tank in the wrecked ship. And that's the main point at which this run can really die.
Yeah.
So, getting this energy tank now refills your health so that this next section becomes easier to manage.
Yeah, that's basically why I. Okay, there we go. So that's basically why I decide to do that now. I think like officially in the 100% route, you're supposed to still get it after Crate, I think.
It's optimal to get it either just before or just after Lower Norfair.
Okay.
Because at that point you have space jump.
Yeah, it's the most optimal. Yeah, if you're doing a safer route, then I think it's you're generally supposed to get it after Crate, I think.
Well, you
dash there.
Oh no! The energy tank, you mean?
Yeah.
No, you get it before, I believe.
Yeah, that's like sort of like the quote unquote like official route, I guess.
Yeah, I just mean you go back for the missile around the time you do Lower Norfair. Now he didn't get Ice Beam when he went into Norfair, and that's gonna save some menuing time.
Come on.
It's gonna save some menuing time because he doesn't want Ice Beam on for Phantoon, because it's actually going to do too much damage. I'll explain that in a bit. But yeah, so getting up Red Tower without freezing the Rippers, which is what you're intended to do, can be a bit tricky sometimes.
Yeah. So what I did there was I went and laid a power bomb. I'm trying to boost backwards again. Oh well, and falling into the Samus heater. That's great. Yeah. So in this room. There's another hidden missile that we have to pick up, which I'm supposed to lay a power bomb before I grab that, and that is behind here. So yeah, laying a power bomb going up the shaft there, like I did, destroys the blocks at the top, which you're. Come on. All right,
it destroys the block at the top that you need to go through, and it also kills the Rippers, which makes jumping up there less annoying.
Yes. Yes, it certainly does. Okay, so now these guys are going to give me supers.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this room... We can use a power bomb and kind of hold that on screen a bit just to make sure that those guys die, because we want them to die. This is another room where you have to kill all the enemies to get back out, to open the door. And so that's why I used that power bomb there and sort of held it on screen to make sure that those three guys die.
So technically the kill enemy doors, they aren't kill all enemies. They are all kill a specific amount of enemies depending on the room. And that room is 3. So what you can actually do, the game doesn't care which enemy you kill, actually. So what you can do is you can kill 2 of the side hoppers, and you can shoot a super at one of the yapping maws, and that will also open the door.
Yeah.
I think I've seen some people do that before. So this is the moat. In any percent, we'd be trying to shine spark through this door and all the way across to the ocean in the next room.
Yeah, we have to grab this missile though. Well, I guess you can grab it on the way back, right?
Well, you can still grab it while doing the spark.
Okay.
I actually have to try on purpose to avoid it.
Let's see if I can get the short charge.
Nice.
Okay, good. Got the short charge.
All right. Yeah, I guess I never explained short charging, how that works. But basically, the speed booster, it checks 4 times whether you're running or not, and the frame it checks on is a specific frame of Samus's animation where, one of her legs are like spread out in a V. I don't remember which leg is where, but
yeah, I think it's like when the right leg is pointing back or something. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So it's as long as you're holding the dash button when you hit that point.
Yeah, as long as you're holding run on that specific frame
Yeah.
4 times in a row,
I'm actually gonna kill these guys.
the blue suit will activate, and you'll be able to do things with it. You'll be able to shine spark, whatever. So if you're running for as little as possible, if you're only running at the times that the game needs to check when you're running, you can cover a shorter distance and still get a shine spark.
All right, let's see how this goes.
So now he's gonna do the Fantoon fight. Oh, are you X-Factoring this?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
gonna try.
All right, good luck.
I'm not good at this strategy, but I'm gonna try. It's still faster than doing it the other way anyway. even
Yeah,
if you're
yeah,
bad
it
at
is. I agree. So he's got Power Bomb selected. What he's going to do something called a special beam attack. There are 4 special beam attacks in the game, 1 for each beam. Each
he
beam
got me
alone.
a fast too. Jeez.
Nice.
I wasn't even ready for that. I didn't expect to get fast.
Yeah, so if you charge your beam with Power Bomb selected and wait 2 seconds, then a special beam attack will happen depending on which beam you have equipped. And Waves is really the most useful one because...
Nice. I think I got all 4 there.
Yeah, you did. Good job.
Good.
We call it the X Factor because it's 4 particles that make an X that center in on Samus. And because it's the only special beam attack that centers in on Samus, and all 4 can hit at the same time that way, unfortunately it didn't happen there.
I only got 1 that time. Okay, well, I can still...
Yeah, that's...
so now I have to wait for these shots to go away, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, good job.
There we go. Okay, so that was a little bit awkward, but whatever. Okay, so I'm going to turn Spazer back on because it's way easier to do the wraparound shot on the landing site. Because I'm really bad at finding that 1 pixel that you need without it, right?
Yeah, there's another wraparound he's going to do a bit later that it's the spots you have to stand for whether you have Spazer on or not are a little bit different, and the Spazer one's a bit easier to hit.
Yeah. So now the wreck ship is powered on now that we've beaten Fantoon. And so now we can start cleaning up all of the stuff that's in the wreck ship that we have to get here. There's a bunch of missiles and super missiles, and there's an energy tank, like in this room here. Come on. Second one, right? Yeah. So there's like super missiles here. There's another super missile we're gonna get. The missile pack we picked up on the way in because that's the only one that you can pick up when you're actually on the way in. And then there's gonna be an energy tank, which is like the hairiest part of the run. You might have mentioned before that it's in something called the spiky death room. I guess is the official name. And that's because that is a room that ends runs. I'm going to do it in a way that should be safe and consistent, even if it's a little slower, just to make absolute certain that we don't die.
So anyways, there's water. There's going to be water in this room, and there's going to be spike platforms that drop down from the ceiling. And the thing about these spike platforms is that they're actually technically enemies, which makes it possible, if you're doing a post-transition, you can clip through an enemy even if it's supposed to be solid. So if you accidentally clip through these when you do a post-transition, like let's say you try to press angle down to like ledge grab those spike platforms, you'll actually just phase through it and take 100 damage, and then you'll probably land in the spikes in the floor after that as well. Yeah,
the real problem is like the amount of damage that those spikes actually do in that room is just really, really high. I assume it's like intended like for you to have gravity suit when you come through, I guess.
Yeah, I don't actually think you're supposed to be able to get up the ledge in the previous room without it.
Now, actually, and in this room, the spikes do way less damage. It's the fish that do a ton of damage.
Yeah, so disregarding the spike platform, which is an enemy, just regular spike blocks in the game, there are 2 strengths of them. One of them is weak and does base 16 damage, which like that changes depending on your suits. Vari suit halves all damage that you take, and gravity suit quarters it. So one set of spikes, weak spikes, they do 16 damage, and the strong spikes do 60.
Yeah. And that's a lot of damage, especially at this point in the game. We do not have that much health to go around. Although right now, at this point now, we're okay since we got the health refill from getting that energy tank. So now we should be okay to get back through the spiky death room, the same kind of method.
Oh, that was close.
I pushed it there. Maybe I shouldn't have.
You were fine. I guess. Okay. I probably would have done it.
Elle makes good decisions.
That's debatable. Actually, no, that's just flat out wrong.
Yeah. Oh, what am I doing?
It's just flat out incorrect.
Okay, so
this room is called the attic. He's going to start off by laying a power bomb. This power bomb is gonna weaken a bunch of these. It's actually gonna kill a bunch of these key hunters.
It's gonna kill a couple of them, yeah, and this one I think.
It also weakens that atomic. And he's going to use a shine spark to try and clear out the rest of the room. It's a bit too low to hit one of those atomics.
Yeah, I knew when I hit it, I was like, oh, that's too low. I'm not gonna get it.
So
you should kill that guy too.
So you need to kill the enemies in this room to open the doors. So he opens that door on the left. That's the way you're supposed to go. But he also is going to want this missile on the right. So he opens that door to make sure that that door won't be locked when he comes back into this room again. Now he goes and gets the missile. So now he's going to get this missile. This room is annoying.
These guys are really annoying. Okay, this guy's going forward, so I should be able to clip. Come on, let me through.
Yeah. So if you've taken damage and you have invincibility frames, you can actually sort of phase through these work robots if they're moving forward.
Yeah.
But if they end up not moving forward, then they're going to be in your way.
Yeah, so unfortunately they ended up in my way, and now they should all be down at least. So now, this time when we go back through the attic here, I can just ignore the enemies and just kind of run through and pay no attention to them. All right, you get out of here. Okay, so now that's everything inside the wreck ship, well, except for a gravity suit, I guess.
And the reserve.
And the reserve tank. So now we can get the stuff outside of the wreck ship, which I do like this. Because that's more easier than doing the running jump up there.
Yeah. So so in a lot of cases like this, it's actually faster to do a running jump to get that missile.
Yeah.
But it's less consistent.
Yeah.
And you'd think the shine spark would be faster, but the 1 second crash animation you have at the end of it actually makes it slower for a lot of strategies that you would think it would be faster for.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate because I love the shine spark strategies. Get out of the way, you. Knock me in the water.
Alright, so now this room is called bowling, and you'll probably see why in about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Or bowling alley, rather.
Oh, I was going to try to jump. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try to conserve health here just so I hopefully don't have to stop at the ship.
Oh, yeah. You want to keep your health up at this point as much as you can because once he gets back to the landing site, we mentioned that he's going to do another wraparound shot. This wraparound shot is actually going to set him up to shine spark through the longest shine spark you generally see in a speedrun. He'll shine spark from the landing site all the way through the first room of the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is a couple rooms in Criteria that have acid and spikes in them and other stuff. Has an energy tank and a couple of missiles at the end of it.
Yeah. And now we have more work robots. Oh my god, you guys are way over here. This is annoying.
You can actually spin jump on that first one, and if you shoot the wave beam while crouched, you can hit the second one.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Okay, there we go. We got these guys out of the way. So now, again, behind this missile pack here, using the power bomb to blow open the statue, we can shine spark up here, and there is a reserve tank right here. So we have to make sure that we pick this up. Now we can go back and get gravity suit.
This particular reserve tank is actually one of the two big reasons that the 100% route will never have any strong deviations, and that is that you need speed booster to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have gone to Norfair first and gotten the speed booster to get it. There's a lot of different any percent routes that can be played around with. Like the most optimal is actually coming to Fantune first and getting gravity, then tackling Norfair all in one go.
Yeah, but you have to get speed booster. So, okay, so now, no, I need to go down here.
Yep.
Don't forget this missile, because there's also a missile pack in here that's easy to forget if you're running fast here, like in any percent mode. Yeah, sometimes the thing about like 100%, it's pretty forgiving in terms of like you're not going to be at great risk of dying since you're getting like all the ammo pickups and the energy tanks and everything. So you have a lot of health and ammo generally speaking, especially once jumping is the thing that you need to do.
It's actually it's faster to bomb out that block and roll through there if you fall than it is to wall jump over the.
Oh, okay, post. Yeah, actually that does make sense. Yeah, I don't usually fall. So. Okay, so
sure
now. I should have enough to do the spark without stopping, I think.
Yeah, you should. Actually,
that's not the right way.
That's the wrong way.
That's the wrong
you're probably going to need to refill at this point. Oh, you can use your... I don't know if that's gonna be. It might be enough.
I think that's enough.
Try it.
That is the wrong way.
It's yeah.
Okay.
Okay, just don't take too much damage in the next room.
Yeah.
And we'll be fine. But so this Shine Spark that he's gonna do to the Gauntlet after getting this Power Bomb costs 231 energy.
We're gonna take this nice and slow. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, so now we're gonna do that wraparound shot that we mentioned earlier, and this is actually my favorite trick in the run because it's really easy to set up and it looks really cool. So,
yeah,
that's right here.
I guess it'll be quiet so that you can hear when it hits.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we
try.
go. So you heard the door open. So now if I charge a Shine Spark and I horizontal Shine Spark through here, you go straight through the open door, all the way through the gauntlet here. You just fly right through to the door, and we go in here and grab an E-Tank. So that looks really cool, and it's like my favorite thing in the run, basically. But so setting up, there's a marker to set up, and since I turned back on Spazer, there is a marker to set up exactly where to stand for that.
Yeah.
And with Spazer turned on, it's a lot. The window is, oh my god, the window is a lot more forgiving.
Yeah, because the hitbox of your beam is wider.
Yeah. Now this room, you want to be very careful because we're trying to fall down the very middle of this room. These two sets of crumble blocks here. If you fall down one side or the other, then you won't be able to get both of these missiles in one go, and you'll have to go all the way down, around, back up, and all the way around again to grab the second missiles there. So I always take that a little bit slow and careful, just because like it can just destroy your run if you miss that.
Yeah, it can cost like a minute having to loop back around to get the other missile if you miss one.
Get out of here. Get out. Okay. All right. So now. Now we basically have, I guess, kind of a slower part of the run. It's all cleanup stuff.
Well,
it's not really slow until we get to Meridia, I guess.
There's not too much like special going on here, except for the sports spawn skip, which so the wraparound, the two wraparound shots that he's done so far. The reason those are so precise is because if your shot is off, once your shot is off screen for 2 frames, it despawns. So you need to make sure that that when you do the shot, it's going to be exactly where the door is within 2 frames of it leaving the screen. And a similar concept is going to apply when he gets to the Spore Spawn skip, because what he's going to do is normally after you defeat Spore Spawn, you fall down this long shaft and there's a super missile at the bottom of it, and then you go out that way, and you super a super missile block in a tunnel and roll out of it.
Yeah.
And that super missile block is going to be off screen if you're coming from it the other way.
Yeah, and the reason I jumped coming in here is because there are crumble blocks right there.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to bug me now, so I'm going to try to see if I can damage boost backwards through this room. Come on. I'm probably just wasting a bunch of time doing that, but oh well.
No, it's still
I think it's
good
still
to do
faster.
That.
Okay.
This is an extra item fanfare.
Yeah, so technically, yeah, we hear the item fanfare for every item that we get in the game, but we also hear the item fanfare from the Edicoons there, so technically we hear it 101 times, because it's 1% for each item, right?
Yeah.
I can't get this mock ball. I'm never get this. No, I'm not getting it. All right, well, I'm going to try.
Nice.
Yeah! I love that backup.
If you don't mock ball through that tunnel and you don't do something like what he just did, then then you'll fall down part of the way, and that's pretty slow.
Oh, come on. All right, so now going through this room this time, we actually have. Okay, you're gonna stop me from getting my chart. There we go.
Yep.
Okay, not falling down in that pit there. So the reason I jumped right there is because there's a pit of speed booster blocks, and if you are, that might not be too.
I think that's too far right.
Okay, that's too far away. All right, well. We lay another power bomb here. So, yeah, if you run straight through that room without jumping, you'll hit the speed booster blocks, break them, and fall down. And it's a big, long shaft that you go all the way down, and then you have to Shine Spark all the way back up. That's actually supposed to be like where you kind of learn about how to Shine Spark. It's the part that teaches you it. So you're sort of like, the designers expected you to fall down there your first time through if you didn't know that was there. So they put that there to sort of teach you about the shine spark mechanic, which is it's a neat bit of game design. It works really well. But said we don't want to actually fall down there because it's slow. So you know, okay, fall down here. I'm actually gonna go up and get this first.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't really matter which of these you get.
It's I think it's fastest to go.
No, can't.
I think it's fastest to go spore spawn and then this.
Oh, is it faster to do this after?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't think it actually mattered. I should start doing that then, because I think in maybe that's just the beginner route that I learned just has that first, I guess.
No, actually, this is only faster if you get the escape from the side office room through the crumble block.
Oh, I see. That would make sense.
And that's because you do a short charge into this room and use blue suit to kill the side hoppers here.
Ah.
But anyways.
Okay, so
now he's about to do the spore spawn skip. So he's gonna power bomb to get rid of the blocks in the wall.
Yep.
And now he's gonna set up the camera in a very specific way so that when he shoots the super, that's not gonna work.
No, it's like
the right screen has to be at the
There it is.
There we go.
Got it.
So he has to do that in a very precise way. Again, when I explain the wraparound, that super is going to despawn within 2 frames of moving off screen. So he has to get in the right position so that it's going to hit the block before it despawns.
Yeah. So I misremembered which visual marker, because I've seen people use 2 different visual markers there. So I've gotten used to one that's like a little closer to the door, but that's fine. Either one works. Okay, so now you might remember when we came back through here before, there was a missile down here that we didn't pick up before. So we're going to pick this up now when we're going through the second time, since I'm laying a power bomb and waiting for it to explode. So while I'm waiting for it to explode, I'll pick that missile up. And then when we go down here to where Charge Beam was, there's a hidden power bomb block, which now we can blow up. And now we can go into this little hidden area down here, because this also has a hidden E-tank for us, which we use Speed Booster to get and plow back through here. And that is the end. No, there's one more thing. We have to get the missile in the tank. In Green Hill Zone. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the rooms in this game have cute little community created names.
I like the community names. They're cool.
So some of them make sense and some of them don't. That's kind of the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Green Hill Zone, obviously that's a reference to something. But then you also have stuff like the Gravitron to the entrance to Lower Welfare.
Nope, it's not.
And,
okay.
And there's really no reason for it to be named that.
Okay, so this pipe up here, you morph ball into when you jump up here to find a missile. Another one, just easy to miss missile when you're trying to remember where everything is in 100%. I've definitely never missed that before, ever. Never happened.
Of course not.
Of course not.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to miss stuff here because there's a bunch of stuff. That's one of the missiles you skipped going through the first time there.
Oh, I missed the. I just shot it too early.
You also didn't jump.
Yeah. Okay, so now when we go back down to the red tower zone here, we can go into Meridia. So now we're done with the Brinstar cleanup part. So now we can. I don't know why I'm worried about taking damage from those two. It doesn't matter at this point. We have so much health anyway. So now we can go into Meridia, and we're going to start collecting items here. And Meridia, this is the underwater section, and the way that we get in here is this glass tube, where if you lay a power bomb, then it blows open this glass tube. And then that allows us to get into Meridia a little sooner. Instead of going, I think there's a back way that you would normally get.
Yeah. The east side of the wreck ship is supposed to funnel you towards Meridia, and then you're supposed to get lost in Meridia for a while, and eventually you're supposed to be hinted that the correct way in is to blow up the tube. But first the game leads you down quite a long wild goose chase.
There we go.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, so I figured I get the short charge first try, and then I miss a line and bonk. So yeah, you need a speed booster charge to get this missile pack here. It's known as the Main Street missile pack, because this area is called Main Street. Is nicknamed Main Street. So
it's one of the ones that don't make sense to me.
Yeah, I guess it's because there's a bunch of different exits to different rooms. I guess I assume that's why they would call it Main Street. Oh, that didn't open the door. Okay, I'm just going to get a little bit more space to get a charge here. So, and then there's another E-Tank in this room, which is called the Mama Turtle room, which we can shine Spark up to grab here. This is called the Mama Turtle room because there's a big Mama Turtle, and she's got all of her babies in there. Oh, I think... Can you just run off and grab that? I can't remember.
No.
Yeah, so there's a hidden missile pack in the side here, and there's a way to like jump off it. Maybe if you don't bonk your head, and then you can actually grab it on the way down. I think that's a little bit faster.
I'm pretty sure.
Here's the little family of turtles here. Hi, turtles. How's it going? All right.
So if you shoot one of the babies, then Mama Turtle awakens, and what you're supposed to do is stand on her and ride her up. But she does 50 damage if she hits you. So
yeah, she's mean.
Yeah.
So now up here, we're gonna find a hidden super missile pack in here. In this little hole in the wall here, which this is the Main Street super missiles.
Yeah, you can see it from outside from this room,
but you can't get to it. So there's a hint, there's sort of a visual clue that like, oh, I need to find another way around to get this.
The other hint here is if you see like there's a tiny little graphical bump. There's a little bump in the wall there, and you see the crab crawling along the wall, and then you see the crab enter. You see it disappear because it's entering the tunnel. There's a lot of like little stuff in that game that hints really subtly towards items.
Yeah. So now this part here, we're gonna go and pick up a bunch of items in Meridia here. There's a missile through a fake wall here in this area, this is the beach, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this area is called the beach, and then up here we're gonna go up to an area called the watering hole. Which is a little, basically a little dead end that just has a super missile and a regular missile for us to pick up. And hopefully I can jump up. Nope, I can't jump up there, apparently. Okay, well, I managed to avoid the flies anyway. Yeah, those flies are really annoying. They're they're placed in such a way that, like, they will bonk you if you just run in and jump up there, and they come flying in and they just hit you and knock you back down. So they're placed in a really like intentionally annoying spot basically. So this part of the run is, well, I guess it's not as slow as the post Dragon cleanup. That's a pretty like slow, not too much interesting going on part. But we're collecting a bunch of items, a whole bunch of items, everything in Meridia, all in one kind of go through here. And the next thing that we're going to be headed towards is we're going to go down towards Botwoon, which is the next sort of mini-boss fight, I guess.
Yeah, Botwoon's snake. I was going to say giant snake, but it's really not that big.
He's a snake.
But basically, it's just a little bottleneck that's required to progress onto Dragon.
Yeah, he literally he just opens a door for you, basically. I think that's like literally the only thing he does. So.
Yeah. Are you going to X-Factor? I guess not, since you have Spazer.
Oh yeah, I don't usually bother to try to X-Factor Botwoon just because I equip Spazer. But
so you can X-Factor Botwoon just like you can Phantoon. It's also useful on Dragon as well. But
I don't know why I did that.
But since we have tons of super missiles in 100%, you can pretty much just go crazy with super missiles.
Yeah.
It takes 10. Super missiles to kill Botwoon.
Where are
and
you?
if you were to X-Factor, sorry if I messed up your audio.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, well, actually, no, it's the soundtrack is different. So the
yeah,
audio cue is actually different.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. So now I could usually be able to get, there we go. It's basically just stand in front of Botwoon's face and go ham on him with super missiles, since we have so much health and ammo at this point. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to do a trick here. Okay, you need to stop hitting me.
Are you going for the halfie?
Yeah. So.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can get this. It's really tight.
So if he.
Nope, I already lost it.
So if he was faster at climbing up this wall, he would have been able to spark through the door and do what's called the halfie, and that lets him get halfway across this room.
Yeah.
Only halfway, because this P structure that he's going under right now is a tile too high, and he will bonk on it. There's actually an even harder technique called the full halfie. It was called the full halfie because the halfie came first, and it wasn't possible. It wasn't really thought to be viable years ago. But now people are skilled enough to do the full halfie, which is you go fast enough that you have time to jump through the door and spark over the P obstruction.
And you have to jump and spark yourself at exactly the right height in order to basically thread the needle and get all the way through the room on a shine spark charge. And it's extremely tight. I think it's what, a 4-frame window to get.
It's more than that.
Is it?
Well,
depending on how quickly you get
depends how good your movement is.
Yeah.
So this is the Dragon fight. He's going to destroy these turrets with missiles to make sure that they're not shooting at him. Because Dragon is the only boss that takes damage from Shine Sparks. Dragon has 6,000 HP.
I'm really bad at getting the spark.
Yeah, so if you do a short charge here, you can actually, you're actually able to charge a spark here.
But I'm just gonna grapple him because it's quick and easy.
Okay, so the fast way to defeat Dragon is to use Shine Sparks. But you can also, if you have the grapple beam. I missed the quick one.
Yeah, I managed to get that a couple of times. But so this is the method that you're probably familiar with if you played this game casually as a kid.
Maybe. It depends. Like I don't think everyone found this.
Probably that's true. Probably not. So if you destroy the turrets so that they're electrified, you can shoot the grapple beam in there, and it takes 69 health of yours, I think, with gravity beam,
like that.
And you make fried shrimp, and that's like the quickest, easiest way to beat Dragon, especially playing it casually. And what I was trying to do by jumping in the air here was if I could get her to grab me.
When he's near the turret already,
yeah,
he would have been able to grapple the turret right away instead of having to wait for Dragon to slowly make her way to.
Right, so she'll bring you back to the middle of the room like you saw, and then just start going in circles with you, and the circles will get wider and wider, and eventually you'll be close enough to the turret that you'll be able to grapple it. But what I was trying to do was grapple it.
Oh, by the way, I just want to say this room's called the Precious Room, and it's called the Precious Room simply because Eternized Dragon, shouts to Edie, was talking about the room before Dragon at one point, and he meant to say the previous room, but he typoed it as the Precious Room.
And so that's why it's called that. Oh.
Yep.
And space jump is a dumb mechanic.
Yeah. So he got space jump, which lets him jump as many times as he wants in air.
So you want to explain why space jump is a terrible mechanic?
Yeah. So space jump is pretty terrible because it has a really dumb cooldown if you're not in water. I don't remember the frame data for it, but
it's so bizarre that it works this way. I don't understand.
But basically, if you press jump too early, you won't be able to jump again. And there's a limited window for when you can jump again, basically. If you're in water though, then you can jump as early as like 3 frames later. The window's like really huge. You have a lot of freedom with space jump in water, but you don't have that in regular air for some reason. It can be really frustrating.
Get down there, please. So so now this is the kind of the boring part of the run. This is the Meridia cleanup. We have to go through and just collect all of the remaining items in Meridia, and there's not much that you can do really to speed this up. You just have to go and collect all of these items. So
yeah, so the big pink room that he just came from was called the Aqueduct, and that's where he went to Batoon the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But now coming down through it to clean up all this stuff. There are 2 sandpits at the bottom of the room. He's gone down the right one. And now that he's gone down the right one, he's able to get the 2 items in there. And now to the right of here is Spring Ball. And this is the required use of grapple beam to break that grapple crumble block if you don't do a glitch called the ice clip in the next room.
Yeah, so there's a way to get through this to clip through that floor I was just on so that you don't have to use grapple beam, but it's pretty difficult to do, I think. Although I guess there is a consistent setup for it when you come through the room, right?
All right, Flek. Are you going to smack the shack?
So this is the question: is now we have to wait for this little guy here. This is Shack Tool. He's like the best enemy, I guess. He's technically an enemy.
No, he is an enemy. He does damage. He does damage if you run into him, and if you shoot it, it does. It's an enemy.
So he has to break all the sand blocks for us, basically, and this is like we can't do anything to speed this up. So the question is whether or not you want to murder him when he's done or not. If he takes enough damage, then he'll be destroyed. So you know what? Why not? So I'll smack the Shack. So you don't have to kill Shack Tool. Some people have strong opinions about whether or not you should leave Shack Tool alive. It's just kind of like memes. Oh, there we go, Shack.
So those that he broke are special enemy breakable blocks.
Yeah.
And they'll actually break if any enemy comes into contact with them.
Yeah, I think a couple ROM hacks of Super Metroid use that.
Yeah.
In places. Yeah.
This is the only place that this is used in the original game, though.
Yeah. So now we have the best item in the game, Spring Ball. Spring Ball's the best, right?
Oh, also I think you can use the snails to break the.
Oh yeah.
You don't have access to them at the start of the line. But anyways, like you can push a circle through there as well.
Ah, I hit the ceiling. That's gonna be slow. Let me see if I can get a little more. Now I'm gonna go through this room really slow. Okay, come on.
So Spring Ball basically it lets you jump as a ball.
Yeah.
And it actually like this. It's not obvious to most people. But it actually the morph ball has a completely different set of physics. When you have the spring ball, it behaves just completely differently in very subtle ways.
Yeah,
such as like
strange.
how what direction bomb jumps will send you, and how it bounces, stuff like that. But it's also there's some cool swag strats with spring ball. We can just like keep your speed through a room.
Yeah, those are hard.
they are. They're not easy.
Oh, okay. Now, see, this guy is going to be a jerk and knock me down. I hate this guy. This is one of those like annoying spots where like there's enemies in your way
and they're placed really well, and by really well I mean like exactly
in exactly the spot where they would hit you on the way up. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like
so
that's their job. It's their job to be effective like that. So
I mean, yeah,
it's like
so
good enemy placement, but it's not fun.
It's good, quote unquote. Yeah, it's what it's supposed to be, basically. So now we finally get Plasma Beam. This is the strongest beam in the game, which is great. And this beam goes through enemies, like it actually passes through them, the same way that Wave Beam passes through walls. And we have to kill all of the red pirates in this room in order to open this door. So Plasma Beam is the only thing that can hurt them. So there are a bunch of enemies in the game that can only be hurt by Plasma Beam, basically.
I mean, okay, they're pink, they're not red, and Plasma Beam is not the only thing that can hurt them.
Okay, yeah, well, power bombs too, right? Or super missiles, like all that stuff?
No. Power bombs only hurt the wall pirates, and those can be hurt by other things. But like specifically the standing ones are the ones you are supposed to need for. But they also take damage from Speed Booster and Screw Attack.
Yes.
So if you're ever playing a randomizer and you're stuck in that room, then there are ways to deal with them. They also take damage to pseudo screw attacks, but
yeah.
Have fun with that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna take a pseudo screw attack is something that happens when there.
A pseudo screw attack is just if you're charging your beam and you do a spin jump, you'll do like a sort of flashy spin jump, and that'll function similarly to the screw attack item that we'll be picking up in Lower Norfair, but it's much weaker. It only does it does 200 damage, whereas the real screw attack will do 2,000.
Yeah.
Per frame.
So the other thing, this E-Tank here that I just picked up, this is called the Botwoon E-Tank because you get it like right after you come out with Botwoon. But since we go through this room 3 different times, you can get that E-Tank at any particular point. So I like to get it on the last time through just because it's as late as possible and it gives you the health refill before you head down to start going into Lower Norfair. And in this room now, there's a missile and almost went too far there. There's a missile and a super missile up here that you need Speed Booster to Shine Spark up to get to. And so the second time through the aqueduct here, we have to make sure we remember to get these.
Yeah, so I mentioned there was a left sandpit and a right sandpit, and he went down the right sandpit first. So now he's had to loop all the way back to this room. Now he's going to go down the left one. And the left one has 2 more items in it, and after that, he'll be pretty much at the exit of Meridia.
Yeah. Yeah, and this will drop us right down near the exit to Meridia. So the sand pits it's kind of like the slowest part of the game, I guess. Like you just have to come down here and pick up these items, and there's not too much that you can do to really speed it up. Now this part here, we can use Spring Ball to get up here without falling down. Because there are crumble blocks here where we'll just fall down and have to go back around again. And I'm going to see if I can hop over this gap because this is like the hardest jump in the game, right?
Nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Caramel blocks are, if you like try jumping on them, it's pretty annoying. You have to get like a very specific timing to hop off them and not just fall. But if you have the spring ball, you can actually just hold the jump button, and your spring ball will always activate as soon as you touch them.
Yeah, and the other thing is you might have noticed when I'm going down the sand pits and I'm kind of floating in that sand and I'm slowly sinking. I'm continuously morphing and unmorphing because every time that's kind of like, I guess it's sort of like arm pumping.
It's sort of like arm
falling.
pumping, yeah. It pushes you down. I think it pushes you down a pixel. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, I think so. It's similar to arm pumping in that regard. Okay, so now we are done with Meridia finally. So now we get to go back down to Norfair, and we're going to head down to Lower Norfair, and we're going to get Ice Beam, which we skipped the first time, and we're going to take the exit from Ice Beam to go down and head into Lower Norfair and fight Ridley, who's going to be the last boss that we need to kill before we head to the end of the game. So now we can take the sort of intended path to Ice Beam here, and I always forget to jump on that there are crumble blocks there with the power bomb blocks. So Ice Beam we can get, normally you're supposed to fall down from above here with the morph ball and go in here, but since we have spring ball, why do they have power bomb there? Since we have spring ball, we can just use spring ball to bounce up there really easily. So now we have Ice Beam. So now that's all the beams.
You don't need spring ball for that, but
well, you can like jump and morph, yeah.
But like in any case, no matter what items you have, it's faster to go this way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely faster to go this way. So now when we are exiting the ice beam room here and getting caught on the ceiling, so now we need to, there is a missile coming up in this vertical shaft room down here. We're going to go down here. Actually, you need to get out of the way, please. Okay. I'm going to like just charge a Shine Spark just to be safe here. So I'm going to use a Shine Spark just to be totally safe here because all the platforms in this room are crumble blocks and there's a missile hidden right at the top here. So if you come in this room and you don't jump really precisely, like as soon as you get in, then it's...
damage boost.
Yeah, that damage boost is nice because it's easy to do. If you then you'll hit the crumble blocks, you'll fall down the room, and then you'll need to like wall jump or space jump back up, and you'll lose a bunch of time. So it's kind of annoying. And this also puts us on a convenient path towards the entrance to Lower Norfair, using basically, I guess you are intended to go through it that way, right? It's not like a back entrance or something, but it's the quickest way to get down to towards Lower Norfair. And not going too fast. Okay, so now what we have to do is there's a power bomb. What's it called? Door down here.
They're called doors.
They're called doors. I can't talk. It's hard to commentate and do things at the same time. So now we're in this room here. This is the entrance to Lower Norfair. So with Space Jump, you can just jump right up here, no problem. But if you saw Elm run RBO Reverse Boss Order at the last GFA event we did, he went in there with like no suit power-ups whatsoever, and he had to do like some cool gravity boosting jumps, and it was really cool. So getting in there with that's not Shine Spark. All right, I'm gonna get hit then. So the problem in Lower Norfair is, how did that hit me?
You want to get like the speed booster activated.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do there.
So that you don't get hit by the flames and stuff.
Yeah.
So this statue is on the way to Golden Terrazzo to get Screw Attack. This statue is the second reason that the 100% route's kind of set in stone, and that's that for whatever reason the statue requires Space Jump to activate.
Yeah, it actually doesn't activate even if you manage to get on it without Space Jump.
Yeah, you can't get on it without Space Jump. Like, you just phase straight through the hand.
Yeah, and the first item randomizer seed I tried, Space Jump was behind Ridley, so I came in here to try to drain it, and it was like, why isn't it working? Because I didn't know that at the time.
So here's another set of crumble blocks that if he falls through them, he'll have to like loop around.
I meant to morph before I went through the door there, but yeah. So the easiest way to get across that is if you have Spring Ball, you can actually. I'm laying a power bomb here to blow open the blocks at the top of this room.
Yeah, and those blocks have super missile embedded in them somewhere.
Yeah.
So this is the Golden Terrazzo fight. He's doing a pretty well-known AI exploit where if you stand where his front foot is, he'll just jump backwards harmlessly against the wall the entire time, and he won't be able to hit you. Also, he was crouching and shooting his beam upwards because that actually, if he crouches, then the plasma beam is inside GT's hitbox long enough to hit him twice. That's something that can be done because of the piercing effect of plasma beam. Here's another instance in which shine sparking is slower, but slightly more consistent.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can charge a Shine Spark and then use it to shoot up there. So now we have Screw Attack, and Screw Attack is awesome. It's the best thing in the game ever, basically. It allows you to spin jump your way through enemies, and they just get annihilated. It does a ton of damage.
Yeah, and it also breaks bomb blocks.
And it breaks bombable blocks, such as the ones in this room here.
Any percent runs do Shine Spark through that Pillars room.
Yeah, and they also, any percent runs refer to this, well, everybody refers to this as the worst room in the game. And it's called the worst room in the game because of all these golden pirates up here that you're going through. And in 100%, it's not the worst room in the game because we have Screw Attack, so...
Yeah, that room is only bad if you don't have Screw Attack.
Yeah.
There's some other crumble blocks here underneath that bomb block that just broke out. So,
this missile pack is called the Mickey Mouse missiles because the room that it's in looks like Mickey Mouse. There's another one coming up later on that it resembles another well-known shape. I almost fell down there. That was dumb. That would have been real bad. Okay, so now this the lava dive room here. I'm going to try to maintain my space jump.
Yeah, this room's called the Amphitheater. This is one of the rooms where you'll really notice that space jump's cooldown in air is terrible. Yeah,
it's kind of terrible. Okay, so now we can make our way towards Ridley here. And this is in any percent. This is actually kind of a really hairy part because of these key hunter enemies here. They do a ton of damage to you, and you don't have, in any percent, you don't have that much health at this point in the run. You're going down to fight Ridley just because you don't get that many E-tanks. You get as few as you possibly need, basically, to go as fast as possible. And so those key hunters do a lot of damage, and you don't get Screw Attack. So that means that you have to be really careful when going through all these enemies because the game kind of intends you to be okay with jumping right through them.
Yeah.
So they're very tight passageways and they're in your way and you kind of have to go straight through them. So
yeah. So these are called the power bombs of shame from any percent. Basically, if you mismanage your power bomb ammo in any percent up to this point, you might run out before that little statue you had to blow up, and you might have to grab that extra power bomb pack.
Yep. So this room has two metal. I guess they're called metal pirates.
Yeah, right? Metal pirates, ninja pirates, kung fu pirates. People have a lot of names for these.
Get this
but so you have to get them to jump over you at first, and then once you do that, if you stand a medium distance from them, they'll try and dive kick you, and only then do they turn gold and vulnerable.
Yeah, and I think now what I was trying to do was if you can get at the right spot, basically, you can get the charged plasma shot to hit them twice and just kill them, right?
All you have to do for that is just shoot it at them as they're running away from it, because then they'll actually run into it the second time.
So I'm actually doing it wrong then. There you go, you learned something. All right, so now here's Ridley.
Yeah,
the Ridley boss fight.
Yep. So this fight's very easy with your full beam combo. It's only going to take 20 shots. Only, but
Come on, come down.
So the way Ridley works in regards to HP is kind of interesting. He doesn't die immediately when he hits 0. When he hits 0, one of two things has to happen for him to die.
Oh, come down.
One way for him to die is to grab you, and it's easiest to accomplish this without getting hit an extra time by morphing. The other way he can die is if you're near the top of the screen, or if you're above him rather, and you're not in a spin jump pose, then he'll try and do this attack swoop thing, and it runs a counter, and once that counter reaches 10, then he explodes on his own. But the point is that he doesn't die immediately as he hits 0 HP. So it's actually important to count your shots on him so that you know when to try and get him to grab you.
Okay, I think I've got one or two more, I think.
His AI also gets more aggressive as you do more damage to him.
Come on. There we go.
All right.
So yeah, so that's why when you see people jumping into his claws there, that was kind of really dumb. Yeah, get some super missiles. So fortunately, after that Ridley fight, I actually took way too much damage in that fight because that was really sloppy. But So fortunately, right after Ridley, we get this energy tank, so we get a free health refill, which is great. And now we need to make our way back out of Norfair, and we're going to pick up the last couple items in Norfair along the way. And then we're going to be basically fully powered up, and we're going to head back and pick up a few more items in Brinstar and make our way up to Turian to fight Mother Brain. So, trying to think if there's anything interesting coming out of Lower Norfair. We don't have to fight the metal pirates going out of here. We can just go through here and get up the elevator again here. Let me see if I can... I'll just jump up here. Okay, so I'm going to blow this. I need to power bomb this block to get through here. There we go. Oh, I don't need to power bomb that. So yeah, normally what you can do is you can get a shine spark through there and do like a mock ball, and
it's a speedball.
Yeah, it's a speedball.
It's not a like a shine spark is only when you've like charged it by crouching and then you fly through the air.
Yeah.
It's not just doing a blue suit. I guess sorry to be nitpicky, but
yeah, no, you're totally right. Because I don't know everything about this game, unlike Elm. By the way, yeah, I should probably mention like. Elm is a really good runner of this game, and he knows like a ton of stuff about it, and you should go follow his stream. He was running Pokemon Red earlier this marathon, so he didn't play Super Metroid this time around, but he often does because he plays a lot of this game and various ROM hacks of it. So you should definitely go follow his stream if you like Super Metroid, because you'll see a much more impressive display of skill in this game than what you get from me.
You didn't have to say that. You could have just pretended.
Yeah. I mean, Elm's terrible. Don't follow him.
Yeah. I'm actually really bad at this game, and I run Pokemon because it's easy.
Okay, so. Okay, so on the way out of Norfair here now, so there is some crumble blocks here that we can use Spring Ball to bounce over here. You can basically just like hold the jump button and you'll just continually bounce with Spring Ball. So it's an easy way to get across crumble blocks there. And I did that when I was getting the missiles before going down to fight Golden Chorizo. And that is to make like extra sure that I don't fall down there, because otherwise you have to go all the way back around. You'll lose a couple of minutes going all the way back around to get those missiles again.
Yeah, I think actually that morph ball maze you just went through, I think I'm gonna start calling that the Super Mario World room, because you just hold jump and right.
Hold right and jump. So now, I mentioned the Mickey Mouse missiles before. These are called the Franker Z missiles, because the shape of this room kind of looks like Franker Z, I guess.
Also, I was joking. In case that wasn't obvious, Super Mario World's actually a very intense technical speedrun.
Yes.
I mean, no disrespect, but
yeah.
Seriously, all you do in that game is hold, run, and jump sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do, and sometimes you have to do crazy stuff. But it's also a great game to speedrun, so you should totally try speedrunning it if you want to. Okay, so now we need to get the last few items in Norfair, because we actually have a few items left in Norfair. Starting with, in this room, there is a missile pack here, and then there's a hidden block here that's breakable, because it leads to another room where we're going to pick up the last of the reserve tanks. And I have to remember to empty my reserve tanks when I go to the Baby Metroid, or after the Baby Metroid cutscene, because is Shine Sparking after the Baby Metroid cutscene faster than going to the energy recharge, or does it matter?
You mean Crystal Flashing?
Or Crystal Flashing, yeah.
I
don't actually know.
You can, I think you can, like, Crystal Flash, I think Crystal Flashing is still faster.
Okay.
Than going to the energy refill.
Okay, so that's the last of the 4 reserve tanks, and then another thing that's very easy to forget when you're doing 100% is down here, there is a missile pack here that we didn't get the first time around through Bubble Mountain here. So we need to remember to get this coming back through here, even though, at this point we don't really need the ammo, but we have to pick everything up because it's 100%. That's the definition of the category. Sorry? 100%. That's right.
100%.
100%. So now we can. We are done with collecting items in Norfair, and we can get out and go back up to Brinstar, and we're going to collect a few more things there, and then finally head back up to towards the Turian and the end of the game. So yeah, getting relatively close to the end of the game.
I'm really upset that Pitch has a stat badge because I can't just tell her to go away.
Okay, so you get to hear more awesome Meridian music, which is pretty cool. It sounds really cool with the whole like orchestrated version with this soundtrack. I like it. It's just a bit different, something a little different to try when you're used to the original soundtrack is absolutely stellar. Like I love the original soundtrack for this game, but it's cool to show off something just a little bit different. So while we're going up here and trying not to fall to the terrible space jump mechanics, we're gonna go in here because this power bomb door that we didn't go in before leads to the best item in the game, X-ray scope. Completely useless in a speed run because we know where everything is, but in a casual playthrough, it's very useful because it's used to look for hidden items. It will show you when there are hidden items in the walls. There we go.
Actually, you can use the X-ray scope to beat this game in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
If you know how.
If you know how. So yeah, the fun fact about the X-ray scope is that you can use the X-ray scope to do some very broken things with this game and glitch the heck out of it, and you can go really far out of bounds and basically trigger the end of the game in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, X-ray when you activate it, it just like it shows a little beam. It kind of freezes the game and it shows a little beam that you can direct to point it at stuff to reveal block types and things like that. But another property of this is it also force stands Samus. So if Samus is in a crouching position, it'll force her to stand. And what this does is that if you happen to be stuck in a door or a wall for whatever reason, you can do repeated force stands and crouches to inch your way upwards with the X-ray scope. But that's only used in runs that allow out of bounds, which the main categories of this game don't do that.
Yeah, that would be considered a major glitch.
Which, like, nothing wrong with major glitches in speedrunning.
Well, yeah, it's just a different category.
But it's just for a lot of games around this era that are like super broken, like this one, allowing stuff like that just like completely turns the speedrun into like an impossible to understand mess. So we generally have these core categories that don't feature this kind of stuff as well.
Yeah,
so it's more of a fun way to play.
So we're going into this room here. There's a missile pack here that we're gonna grab, and I'm gonna lay a power bomb to blow open a whole bunch of bombable blocks here. So this is like almost the last set of items here. There's also an energy tank in the ceiling here. So fun trivia bit is this energy tank. This part of the game is a recreation of the beginning of the original Metroid on the NES. And that energy tank in the ceiling is actually in the original game. You can see it at the beginning, but you can't get it until you have high jump boots, which is also the case here. But if you remember the original NES version of Metroid, then you'll enjoy that as a nice bit of trivia, I guess.
I think they should sue for that.
So there are two missile packs in this room. There's one on the stand and there's one hidden in the bottom corner here. So this room is affectionately known as the Billy Mays room but wait, there's more.
So the 100% tournament that went on several months ago basically drove that meme into the ground, and I never went over it again.
It's true. I can't say I blame you really, but I enjoy the Billy Mays memes. Okay, so let's see if I can do this.
So he's charging a Shine Spark here, and he's gonna use it to spark through.
I'm gonna try.
To spark through the pit room from way back in the beginning of the game.
Yeah. So the Shine Spark charge will maintain when you're on the elevator here.
Yep.
Now I goop sparked it.
Wow. The elevator is actually one of the few special game states where timers that are normally active, like a Shine Spark timer,
Come on. There we go.
don't run.
Yeah, so you can. These are bombable blocks, so you can use screw attack to break them. Because the old Mother Brain tank here has a missile hidden underneath it. So we get this on the way back up towards Turian, since it's faster to get it there. And the other thing that we get also is when we go back through the climb here, there's also another hidden power bomb door here. So in this room, what you're supposed to do is you can. I actually didn't. I'm just gonna freeze these guys here. Yeah, so you can charge a charged ice plasma shot there, and when you're doing the speed booster running across that room, if you let the charge go at the right point, it will fire down like fast diagonally to the right, and you'll end up freezing all 4 of those guys, like basically as you run across, which looks really cool. But it's pretty, it's kind of precise to get that that spot. Precise. It's kind of precise. So if you miss it, or if it doesn't go far enough, or something like that, then one of them doesn't get frozen. They bonk you, and then you lose your Shine Spark charge, and you mess everything up there. So really, what you can do is just freeze them and then run across them like a bridge, which is like the normal intended way to do it. I mean, either way you're freezing them, but you run across them like a bridge because you froze them, and Shine Spark up there to get those super missiles. And now we come in here and get these missiles, which are the last item in the entire game. So they're called the last missiles, I guess. So now we should have, assuming I didn't forget anything, we should have all of the items in the game now. And
so
now
we
we
have 230 missiles, 50 supers, 50 power bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when you're going through Turian and you're killing Metroids and you're getting missile drops, sometimes you'll see the dreaded 225 come up.
Yeah, that does happen. That does happen occasionally. So hopefully I didn't. I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I mean, you never think that you do, but I jumped too early there. So now this room here, this is the Golden 4 room. This is the Golden 4. So these are the 4 bosses of the game, the 4 main bosses, and when you beat all 4 of them, you can see the eyes go out and the statues turn gray. And then so this room has like nothing going on in it, so you can like mess around in this room and fail at IBJs, which is what I'm doing. The Golden 4 head room, yeah. Yeah, if there was a Golden 4 head emote, that would be amazing. So basically, this is just it's just a cutscene. We have to wait for this thing to go down, so that we can enter Turian. The most exciting part of the run. Do a little dance, Samus disco. Okay, so now we can enter Turian, and we can shoot some Metroids. So the Metroids need 5 missiles or 1 super missile or 3 power bombs to kill them. 3 power bombs is really, really slow, obviously. So we use a super missile because it's the fastest. But in order to hurt them with a missile or super missile, you have to freeze them first. That's not how you freeze them. So I fired a little bit too early and got grabbed by the Metroid. There we go. All right.
It's actually technically 2.5 power bombs.
Yeah. Oh, is it actually 2.5?
Yeah. I know what you're thinking. A power bomb is a power bomb. You can't say it's a half.
Well, but in terms of their health totals, I'm assuming, right? And I'm grabbing the pickups from them.
Okay, we've got 230. We're good.
I wanted to see the missile count there. I wanted to make sure I had 230. So that's good.
Anyways, to explain the power bomb thing, power bombs actually hit twice. Once when they first expand to strike an enemy, and once again at the end of the explosion when it's fully expanded.
Yeah.
So if an enemy happens to get hit by them twice, they take 400 damage.
I didn't go fast enough.
Instead of 200.
Come on, get off me.
So the Metroids actually take 5 hits from power bombs. It's just that you'll usually get them to double hit.
Man, I cannot get these guys off me. Or I do, and then I lose them, and then I get them.
You better learn to get Metroids off you before the redesign race. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. No, I've seen that part of the tutorial. So
but
Metroids are a lot more aggressive.
You didn't do the method that I showed in it, which is better.
Oh, does that work in the vanilla game too?
Yeah, it's a lot more consistent. I suggest people do it.
Oh, okay.
It's basically
I thought it was like redesigned physics only or something.
No. So the other method that we're talking about is if you jump with the Metroid on you and you lay a bomb midair, you can jump again and then fall through the bomb, and the bomb will knock the Metroid off you, and since you're falling, it will be able to latch onto you again right away, giving you a lot of time to freeze it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so this part of the game here, this is the baby Metroid cutscene. So what I did before this cutscene started is I paused and I turned off Various Suit and Screw Attack. And the reason I turned off Screw Attack because, well, I turned off both of them for glitches later on, but Various Suit also makes with Various Suit off, the Metroid drains your health a lot faster.
Yeah, so there are actually two things in the game that only check for Various Suit in terms of damage and not gravity, and that's the big Metroid draining your energy. The other thing is the damage per frame that Mother Brain's Rainbow Beam deals. It will deal twice as much damage to 600 if you don't have it on.
Yeah, so I disabled Various Suit for that, and I also disabled it to help with setting up a glitch during the Mother Brain fight that we're going to use. Called the stand-up glitch, which you'll see why it's called that when we get to it. And I turned off Screw Attack because turning off Screw Attack helps with this trick that I'm about to attempt now to clip through.
This is called the Zebetite skip.
Yeah.
Freezing Rinka and then getting hit, spin jumping onto it lets him just jump straight through the Zebetite. And that works. That works because the game actually prioritizes collision with frozen enemies over collision with walls. So it sees the frozen Rinka and is like, it is more important that you land respective to the frozen Rinka than you land with respect to the wall. So it lets you be slightly inside the wall. And the Zebetite is actually technically an enemy that's just solid on the outside. So once you're inside it, if you're inside it at all, then you can just go right through it.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So this fight has 3 phases. The first phase he just took care of by blasting open the glass tank. This is the second phase.
And in any percent, this fight is really hairy because Mother Brain does a lot of damage to you, but at 100%, it's whatever.
Yeah. So 20 shots, and this phase will go down. After 16, she'll start doing a scary attack called Catch Up. It's a red beam that does 100 damage and can sometimes double or even triple hit. And any percent getting hit by that beam, that beam can end your run. So now second phase is pretty much over. At the end of second phase, she does a scripted rainbow beam attack.
Hey, Steph. So I've manipulated my missile count to be very precise for RNG manipulation purposes. All right. Elm's shaking his head.
All right. So you see he's standing up here, and he's actually not supposed to be able to do that. If you're above, so if you're between 700 and 999 energy when the last rainbow beam hits, and then you damage yourself to under 100 right after getting hit by it, then Mother Brain thinks, okay, you've had enough damage done to you. I'm just going to do the final rainbow beam that's actually the cutscene one where the Metroid saves you. But in this case,
oh man, I landed too early.
That's a shame.
Ah, damn it. Fail.
So in this case,
Fraud.
the game just failed to lock Samus to the ground. It skipped the part where it's supposed to lock you to the ground and render you immobile. Now there is actually 2 parts of this cutscene where if you're standing on the ground, the game will again attempt to lock you to it again. And Flek unfortunately hit the ground during one of those times.
I hit it a little too early. Yeah. The other point is when the Metroid detaches from Mother Brain's head. And I thought when I saw the puff of smoke, I thought it was late enough that I could land, but it wasn't. So unfortunately, yeah, now I have to actually sit through this cutscene. Normally what would happen is I would be standing up and being able to move normally while that cutscene is going on where the baby Metroid is like saving me and Mother Brain is slowly coming back to life.
And so basically
I actually could have been damaging her during that.
Yeah.
And now we get the final battle with Mother Brain, where you just spam the hyper beam in her face. So if I had gotten the stand-up glitch and been able to damage her beforehand, then that phase would have been a lot quicker, basically. We should probably also cut off save versus kill the animals. What are we doing? Is kill winning? Kill the animals. All right, we're killing the animals. The faster option. All right. Okay, so now it's time for the final escape. So the escape sequence is very similar to like the series escape sequence, where you have like a certain amount of time to get out before the whole place blows up, and it's really pretty straightforward. Just fly up here. So there are a couple shortcuts that you can take like that. Actually, I was supposed to jump when I go through that door. Nope. Okay. No, come on. So this guy is slowing me down a little bit here. So the escape sequence, there's nothing like really too much to say going on. There's a couple of guys that you can kill along the way just to get them out of your hair. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. But the one thing that we want to do is we want to dash through here and charge a shine spark so that we can go straight up the shaft here, which saves a whole lot of time when you're coming up, when you're climbing the shaft. So you don't have to climb the shaft all the way up. So now all we have to do is, if I can jump properly, is jump up here, sort of the same way we came up from the first place in the climb, and try not to get hit by the smoke, although the smoke puffs are just like the smoke puffs in Series Station. They're random, and time is going to be when I hit down on the ship and Sam is facing the front. So it's coming up, and time. There you go. What a garbage run. What garbage. All right. Woo! Okay, finally.
Any comments?
Yeah, nice miss. So that was a very, very important RNG manipulation for the final boss fight to make sure that everything went the way it was supposed to. No, I'm just kidding. It's just for the memes. You get your missiles down to a certain number, and when Mother Brain hits you with the rainbow beam, it drains your ammo as well.
Yeah.
So it drains a specific amount of missiles, so you can manipulate it to land on whatever number you want. So
yeah, so the rainbow beam lasts for 300 frames, and it does 1 damage per frame, or 2 if you have Varia de-equipped. And it also, every 4 frames, it will deplete 1 of each of your ammo. So that's 75 ammo in total. So if you were to somehow have more than 75 super missiles, you still get to keep some super missiles during this game. Yeah. And we have a 105 in-game time. Don't.
Elm would say don't. No, Super Metroid is... Sorry? Yeah, where to start? Actually, honestly, I would say probably start with 100% because it's more forgiving than any percent. Like, you get more weapons and ammo, so it's less likely you'll die. The Mother Brain fight's not totally terrifying like it is in any percent. And you also get to learn like where all the items are in the game. So then if you try out any percent, even though it's a lot faster, it's not actually that much longer than any percent, really.
Yeah,
like,
it's
compared
like
to some games.
It's like half an hour longer-ish.
Yeah, it's not really that much longer. This is, in my opinion, one of the best speed games out there. It's like casually, it's not a super difficult game, and like 100% even doing a speed run in is not too difficult to do. Like you can learn like easier ways to do things that are a little bit slower, but you can get through it without too much trouble. But what makes the game such a good speed game is that it has an incredibly high skill ceiling. If you watch the top runners of this game, if you watch somebody like Elm who's really good at this game.
I'm not a top runner.
You're up there. You're in an. I would put you in the upper echelon of runners. I think maybe not like God tier, but like you're up there. I would say you're up there. So if you watch a really good runner of this game, it becomes immediately evident that like the way that they move through the rooms, there are so many little optimizations in movement. The movement tech in this game is incredibly in depth and can get crazy complicated if you want to, but you don't have to when you're picking it up and learning it.
Yeah,
so
can I just mention like where to find resources?
Yes,
on it?
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a wiki for Super Metroid speedrunning that has a bunch of resources.
Yes.
It's at deanyd.net/sm.
DND.
Yep. And we also have a Discord.
Yeah, which I think there's a link on the wiki to the Discord.
Yeah,
probably.
there's a link on the wiki to.
Yeah,
the
if you Google Super Metroid speedrun wiki, it's like the first thing that comes up. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so you can join that Discord if you want and ask any questions you might have. And,
yeah.
We do weekly races. People are trying to find like what's a better time to do it. Traditionally, we've done them at Fridays at 11 p.m. That's any percent race.
Dear Force.
Dear Force.
Dear Force hype.
Forgot about that. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
now,
we're also
the one thing that we get to see is the actual final item count to make sure it was 100%. Which is going to happen as soon as Samus comes and shoots the screen here. And I think the music actually doesn't exactly line up because it's not actually the original soundtrack. Yeah, 100%. We didn't forget anything. Awesome. Okay, great. We didn't forget anything. All right. So yeah, so we did it. So yay! It's the end of the run. Yeah. All right. So yeah, if you are at all interested in picking this game up, yeah, definitely check out that wiki. There are great beginner tutorials, beginner geared tutorials for 100% and any percent. So you can watch those and learn along with them. It's a really fun game to speedrun. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Like even casually, it's just phenomenal. And there's also an item randomizer for it. A couple different randomizers.
There are several different randomizers for it actually. Randomizer is basically a program that shuffles certain aspects of the game for like a fresh experience, and it's usually used for people that already play the game to like have interesting races where they do something different and they don't know what they're getting into.
Yep.
There's an item randomizer that shuffles all the item locations. There's also a route randomizer that strings random rooms together, and there's also a door randomizer that you go through a door and you go through a door and you don't know where you're going to end up on the other side, and you don't know where you're going to end up if you go back through it. I recommend drinking if you do that.
The door randomizer is an absolute beast.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you.
All right.
Just want one quick good news. Anime North really liked the speedrun room, so
awesome.
that's pretty good. We actually might do this again next year.
Cool.
Yeah. So.